Yo, what is up, folks? Welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast. I'm Matt Farah, your host, kinda, and this episode is brought to you by Continental Belts. Listen, belts are not something you think about, but belts can really be important. If one of them breaks, you could have a real problem. And when you want to replace your belt, you want to replace it with a good belt. So you want to think about Continental Belts. They're OE in tens of millions of Chrysler, Dodge, Ford, and GM vehicles that roll off the assembly line. And if you don't know what OE means, that means original equipment. It means that's what your car comes with, and typically that's what you want to put back in it. They're also OE on the majority of BMWs and Volkswagens. Now Continental is launching the aftermarket multi-V belt with the OE pedigree. It's their OE technology series, belts that are fanatically engineered for perfect fit, form, and function. And Continental has an OE technology series multi-V belt for 98% of the vehicles on the road in the US and Canada. You get enough surprises working on cars and trucks. Don't let the belts be one of them. Make a belt check part of your service, and if you need a new one, go with the Continental OE Technology Series Multi-V belt, the belt with the OE pedigree. Get the full story at oetechnologyseries.com. We're also brought to you by Migliore Luxury Car Care Products. I'm getting very good at saying that name. Migliore is known for making the best of the best when it comes to car care. Their product line is handmade and poured right here in the USA in Connecticut. Migliore's Strata coating is a ceramic coating treatment you can easily apply yourself. It adds a ton of gloss, lasts over a year, and keeps your car looking great for longer in between washes. It's extremely hydrophobic, meaning water just sheets right off it, making maintenance so much easier, especially if you're not a mud bogger and your car just gets kind of dusty from being around or sitting in the garage or only occasional driving. Strata's got over 100 positive reviews on Amazon. Check them out. And with spring around the corner, you can use code TST at checkout to get Migliore Wax for 10% off their coatings. Yeah, buddy, 10% off at MIGLIORE wax.com. MiglioreWax.com, 10% off with code TST. I got you covered. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, just used it this morning. I'm looking good. It's the Brio Beardscape. This thing is a horsepower machine. Got a fresh battery charge, and now I'm good for another year. It's a big battery, but the Beardscape's not big. It's normal size buzzer, but like it's got like some freak show battery in it that lasts a long time. It's got like nuclear waste juice in there or something. I hope it's not like plutonium that's just decaying in there, but with the length the battery lasts, it could be. If my face turns green, that's why, but it probably won't. The Beardscape is amazing. It's got really sharp blades. They cut through my thick, partially Syrian and part Jewish beard hair. That's some thick beard hair, man. It's like tree trunks in there. You need like a hedger for trimming my face, but the Beardscape's got me covered. It's light, it's portable, it comes with a bunch of attachments. Even its little cleaner outer brush is a high-quality cleaner outer brush. I like that. The ceramic top blade stays sharp, longer than stainless steel. I've had no problems with that. And pretty much everything about it's good. Not even kidding. I really do like it. Go to brio4life.com. That's BRIO, the number 4life.com, and use code SMOKING. I got the cheapest price for you on the internet, direct from them. Brio4life.com, and code SMOKING has got you covered. Are we going to re-screw?
Yeah, I'm going to move it a little bit.
Well, this is going to be the show if we can get the bottle open. While you're trying this, I think I'm just going to say that this is the Smoking Tire Podcast with Marco Gerace. Hello. What's up?
Not much, man. How are you?
How you doing? Marco is a second-generation air-cooled Specialista, TLG Auto, North Hollywood, and first-generation barista, or I should say sommelier.
MacGyver here.
What is this bottle that you were going through all this effort for?
A bottle of Justin Isosceles.
Oh, just that fucking sounds good.
It is very good. It's worth the effort.
Justin's one of those wineries where you're like, it's called Justin. What does that even mean? And then you're like, it's how much a bottle? Yeah. Oh, fuck. Okay.
It's the dude's name. He's the
Well, and here you go with is it a Craftsman? You think you got a... Oh, Jesus. Oh, yes! Marco
Booyaka Shawagwan.
Let's drink. Yeah.
Let's fucking drink.
Yeah, right. Here, let it.
I'm not really supposed to be drinking. Should we decant this into like a fucking Adams polished bucket or something?
I think you're.
You want to decant it into
Zach's just asking for trouble at this point. Do we have a third glass here or what?
I have to be perfectly honest. I forgot about Timmy.
No worries.
In our quest for glassware. Tim, do you want to?
There's a small mug.
Do you want to bring a coffee mug? Hey, Justin, service.
Garcon.
Timmy's brother's in the house. I'm not even really supposed to be drinking.
This is worth it.
No, it is. I knew it was. I knew it would be, but because it's 10 days to the wedding, and I'm trying to. Thank you, Justin. And I'm trying to be trimme like Timmy. I don't need to lose weight. I just want, you get that fucking
wedding, man. It's
get that ego and that head on you.
Yeah, I mean, you've been doing so well, right? I mean, with like
I did super well the second half of last year, and then February was like my bachelor party plus a ton of other travel, and it completely fucking ruined me. And now I'm like most of the way back. I'm gonna get there. It's all good.
I should probably put the cans
I got
on.
this. This is the ill suit from this place, Groom's Grotto. Shout out to Nick at Groom's Grotto. It's got the 911 interior.
I saw that.
Fuck, it's hot.
All right, there we go.
There he is.
How you feeling?
He on the mic.
Short.
How's your headphones? Okay.
Oh yeah, my headphones are fine.
Cool.
Bueno.
Yama.
Yeah. So
old job is
getting married. You just had a baby.
Thank you, Conti.
I did. Oh yeah.
Like
hey,
what?
Cheers.
Cheers. How old is he? Are you still measuring in fucking what? We're in weeks, right?
We're in weeks. Yeah. She came to us. Let's see, January 16th.
She came to us.
Yeah. She joined us a little early.
You're gonna be like poetic.
Well, I mean, she arrived.
I can tell that's gonna be good, but it does need to sit for like 5 minutes. I think.
Notice I'm not rushing into
No,
it.
the good shit usually does.
Yeah.
How many weeks are we at?
12.
12. Okay, yeah.
Yesterday was 12.
That's still weeks.
something. I don't know.
That's still weak.
That's such a terrible photo, but I love it. Because that's your fan. That's your motor.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
That is cute. Yo, let me ask you something. How do you make such a fucking nice engine?
What do you mean?
My engine is delightful now.
It's good?
Yeah, it's fucking snappy and happy.
All right, there you go.
It's not doing the stall thing anymore. The warm up is fast. Like it's fast now. Now it's like, it idles like garbage for like, I don't know, maybe. I think it's probably I think it feels like longer, but if I actually timed it, it would probably be like not the length of. Welcome to the Jungle.
It'd be the first part of Welcome to the Jungle.
Which, if you're my neighbor, is basically what it sounds like when I fucking start that car. Because the pitch of it, you know what I mean? It's got this specific, and I think not all 911s, but like definitely all modified 911s have that pitch where it's almost like the muffler's like a bass tube in a way where it like the frequency has a carry to it.
Well, that particular muffler, that twin out sport muffler.
Dansk. That's that hot Dansk shit.
It is. It's good. It's good. It barks, man.
It is good.
It's got some good
very
bark to it.
nice.
Yeah, I'm glad you're happy with it. That was the whole point, right?
Good fucking engine.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. How much power do you think that thing actually makes?
I don't know.
I bet it's like 220 at the wheels.
I was gonna say it's like 2 something, low 2s at the wheels.
I had that 720S for 3 days.
Cheating.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, definitely. But to go back to the Porsche, it was like driving a dump truck after a 720. Because to have a 720 is to live in a world with less air resistance.
Yeah,
you know
right.
what I mean? It's like driving in space.
Well, I mean, the thing is, 40 years newer almost.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a lot better. That's kind of.
Oh yeah, it's better, but it's not cheery. In the way
No,
the
it's
911 is
different.
very cheery.
Yeah,
got a good face.
It's exciting to drive a 911, even slow, because now technically they qualify as slow cars.
Dude, this car, I get the approval of the widest variety, from the widest variety of people.
Well,
I had like a little old lady the other day be like, "I love your car."
Did she say because she loves the color?
No, she said I like everything about it, and I was like, it's a fun color, right? She's like, the color's gorgeous.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we all have told you that. So you should know that by now.
I do know. No, I do
Right.
know. But
also,
but when a little old lady is excited to see it.
well, it makes people happy. what I've found in my travels, I've had really cool motorcycles and I've had really cool cars. So I've had Ducatis and all that stuff, and those motorcycles make everybody happy, and everybody has a story about a Ducati. Either that
they're all everyone's stories about crashing one.
Well, no, I mean, I had some crazy old Italian woman come up to me in a gas station and ask me for a ride. She had to be in her 70s, and she wanted to go for a ride because it reminded her of her childhood. In
1977, yeah. I had sex with a Niki Lauda on the back of a Ducati.
My car is a piece of shit. That's the best scene. But anyway, like,
when he's like mobbing that Julia.
Oh, yeah. So there's that, like the Ducati and like the motorcycle thing, but also the Porsche. Everybody has a Porsche story. You go to fill your car up with gas and you're having a conversation.
Yeah.
They're ubiquitous. They've been everywhere for so long and they're basically unchanged. So
but the off-road tires really confuse a lot of people. Well, that's the fun part, because people are like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, first it's what the fuck is this guy doing? And then he's like, hang on. That's awesome.
Did you take the snow tires off yet and put the other ones back on?
Dude, Vinny Russo is the best housemate in history, because I went on a filming trip. I think it was to drive the Sherp. And I literally came back, and not only were my summer tires put back on my car, I didn't ask. I don't ever want this shit. But my tires are switched back. There are racks installed on my garage wall, and the snow tires are hung on the wall, and one of my bicycles is like moved over to make this happen. Like, he put time and energy to do it completely on that.
Rent goes a long way.
That's why
I said rent goes a long way.
Free rent does go a long way, but I appreciate the fuck out of it.
He told me he was going to do it. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. He's like,
gangster as hell.
He's like, I don't want to be a bum house guest. I'm like, yeah, all right.
And how he has the cleanest 08 Cayenne on the planet.
That's a nice car.
I know. He's gonna sell it because he's putting he has a sick 08 Cayenne GTS, and Marco just did brakes on it. But it's got, I think it's 110,000 miles or 100.
You'd never know.
No, it's mega clean.
You would never know.
And he's really obsessive about it. He gets it detailed a lot. And but
sounds like me and my.
But he treats it like it's like a Carrera RS or something. Like, he's worried about putting miles on it, and so he's gonna get a beater.
Well, didn't he get like a Q something?
Yeah, he got this 99 Q45.
Yeah.
It's pretty fresh. It's the T, so it has the limited slip diff, and it had the adaptive suspension, which from 99,
right.
But the shocks were all blown out.
So he put coilovers on it.
So he put coilovers on it, and yeah, there it is. And it's actually, dude, it's pretty sweet.
So good.
Like, it's definitely, in hindsight, it's definitely not as nice as an LS, like our Lexus LS, but it's not bad.
I like the Infiniti product, especially from the 90s. They're pretty good.
I like that M40. That first M45 was rad. Didn't we talk about that last show? Why are we always talking about that M45?
Because it was that good.
Because it was that awesome.
The second generation of that car was garbage because it looked just like the
bulbousy one.
Well, so the first one looked like a muscle car almost.
Well, the first one was basically a Japanese market vehicle with the steering wheel on the left and an Infiniti badge instead of a Nissan badge.
Okay.
They pretty much sold that car as was in Japan.
But it was a big V8, like touring sedan.
Yeah, but it was a Nissan, not an Infiniti, but whatever,
yeah. So then when they remodeled it and they gave it the facelift, it just looked like every other Infiniti Q or G car that they were selling. So it's just like blah.
They had a point, Infiniti, 07, 08, where the G37 was really hot.
Yeah.
Every Guido had a G37 coupe with the factory forged wheels, and the wah.
The muffler that made no performance but sounded really good.
Yeah, but it went wah, and then everyone got the FXs. Like, when the FX did the wah, everybody was like, "Oh shit, is that a Z? No, it's a shoe." Wah, and Infiniti was really up. It was on the roll, and now. The fuck you want to buy from them?
I just got a Q50.
Did you?
Yeah.
You bought one?
I did.
What? And you drove a Volkswagen here?
Well, yeah. Well, it's such a fucking nightmare. So, all right. Well,
you bought a Q50 and?
I did. I bought a Q50 and a week later somebody broke into it and stole the battery and broke the plastic. I'm telling you.
Is it the new?
We don't keep anything in it. We don't keep anything in it, and so they broke into the car to steal something, and there was nothing to steal, so they stole whatever wasn't nailed down.
They smashed the window and shit.
No, they had this little electrical beeper thing. I saw it on my camera or whatever, and I caught them doing it.
They fucking air remoted into the car, so they didn't break in. They hacked in.
Fuck. Terrible.
Do you think where was it parked in the street by your house? Do you think they were hovering around when you or someone else locked it and they captured the signal?
No, I watched the video. They walked by like 3 or 4 times just beeping on this thing. And so like it must have a signal scrambler or something.
Yeah, frequency tester, something
Whatever.
like that.
So, I mean, I love the car. And the reason we got it, we looked at a bunch of different things, but I got a Pathfinder, a 2004 Pathfinder with like 200,000 miles. It's my daily shop truck.
Yeah.
Everybody drives it, needs nothing, just runs. And if that's the product, like, I'm going to go with it. And so my buddy had a G37, same thing, 200,000 miles, bulletproof, hasn't given him any trouble, and that's his second G car. So I'm like, yeah, you know, for the price, to get into, you know, a $50,000 car, it's substantially less than that.
Is there a little cashish on the hood?
There was a lot. Dude, they were giving these things away. They had...
Should I add it to Hannah's list?
Dude, you really should. There's 2. They were stocked. What is it? I got a 19. They had 17s. They had 30 2017s. But they had 30 of them unsold in the lot. They can't move them. So they're giving these things away.
Well, they must, because the second you drive it off the lot, they're worth half what the MSRP.
We don't own it.
Oh, they're leasing.
I took a lease on it.
It's actually kind of a good idea.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think all the fluids are like sludge in a 17? You instantly have to service it.
They were 0 miles. They're all 0 miles.
Just, even if they're sitting,
I mean,
whatever.
Dude, it's all that.
It's all brand new.
Synthetic
warranty.
Yeah.
Okay.
They can't give them away.
Did you get the turbo motor, like the big motor?
Yeah.
The Red Sport or whatever it is?
No, I didn't go that crazy. We got
the twin turbo motor, right?
We got the twin turbo 6. It's the sport model, but not the red one.
Is it a good motor?
So far, it seems to be pretty baller. Oh. Yeah, it goes like hell. I mean, look.
All right, I want the full
report
report
later. But it's front engine, rear wheel drive.
Yeah.
What other cars, brand new, are front engine, rear wheel drive?
I mean,
that are
3 Series.
Never gonna own a Beamer. Can't do it.
Okay. Cadillac ATS. Not that I'm suggesting you.
This is for my wife.
All right.
So it's got to be like
C-Class.
I looked at that.
E-Class.
Didn't drive the same.
Okay.
I didn't like the drive.
Okay.
No.
I don't care.
Hey,
if you drove it like it, I wasn't when I said Infiniti was fucking fucked. I wasn't trying to imply a specific car, but like
I'm good with it.
Their product line is incredibly confusing. I don't know what anything is.
It's bland.
And a lot of it is really old.
It's bland.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's a good long-term like product that I can rely on. That's what I'm looking for.
All right.
I don't want to buy another car for a long time.
Okay. So why'd you lease it?
Because it was easier to get into it if you leased it, and they were working better deals. I mean, it was just all numbers.
All right.
You know, it's a numbers game.
Okay.
To get where I want to get, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Did the math. I don't know. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Thanks for the hookup on the watch, homie.
It's pretty good, right?
You could have kept it for yourself. I would have never found this person.
That's not me.
I can't plug where I bought it because it's not my sponsor, but they're okay with that.
Yeah.
And I was pleased with the purchase.
They've done good for a couple of my friends. They got my buddy of mine got a 5512 out of there.
Uh-oh.
20%.
Audience, everyone, earmuffs, watches.
Yeah. But it was like 20% below market.
No, this dude was great. He traded for my IWC, and it was all kosher, overnight shipping.
Yep.
I was very pleased with the purchase, and I made for those watch nerds out there, I had an IWC Big Pilot perpetual calendar, which is a lovely watch, but it's like the size of a fucking hockey puck.
It's huge.
It's really big.
It's like a 44.
It's a
46?
45 millimeter, and it's like it's very thick. It's probably 10 millimeters thick, and
complication, man.
Yeah, very complicated. It counted the day, date, month, year, and did all the leap years and shit for the next 400 years.
Yeah,
it was crazy, but which is amazing. It's like an amazing thing. But I got this safe to keep all my watches in because I started getting uncomfortable. There's like people who do things in my house or whatever, and we have parties, whatever. I just got the safe, but I had to keep this one in a watch winder, and I was just always seeing it not in the safe, and it's a really expensive watch. It was my most expensive watch, and I wasn't wearing it that much because in the winter it's so huge you can't wear it under a long sleeve shirt. And so I was just not wearing it and staring at this thing spinning in the winder and going insane. And so lateral maneuver out of that into a solid gold 1994 Rolex Submariner with a rare black dial that Marco found and suggested, and he was fucking right.
The black one is better than the blue one.
I wore it on Sunday to Bill's, and Spike was like, "What is that?"
Did you tell him that I found it?
I
okay,
did, and he said he said that right there is the perfect watch.
Yep.
And I think it matches my arm hair perfectly.
The golden gorilla.
It doesn't matter what I'm wearing because the arm hair goes with every outfit too.
Why do you even need a long sleeve shirt, man?
But I think I'm cashing out of all the big bezels. I think I'm done.
What do you mean big bezels?
I think I'm cutting it off at 44 millimeter.
Oh, yeah.
And no more big watches because I.
So what are you gonna do with your Nixon?
Nixon. Vinny Roos. Vinny loves his Nixons. Vinny's got a collection of Nixons.
Of course.
He doesn't care. He loves them shits. He's so Gulf Coast Florida that he loves his giant fucking Nixon watches.
I'm just busting your chops.
Yeah.
I can't.
What are you wearing today? That's an old sub. It's lovely.
16800.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's a pretty
Leather
good
strap.
one. What I liked about this was that you get the sapphire crystal, and so you actually get a waterproof watch that you can use, but you get the matte dial.
I can't.
And a quick set date. Dude.
No more acrylic crystals.
I'm fine with that, but the problem is the lack of a quick set date. I don't wear all my watches all the time.
Oh yeah,
and
so you don't want to.
It's like, oh my god. And so I got a 1665 that I traded for a car.
Did it really?
Yes.
Nice.
And like I don't wear it.
Good car?
Yeah, it was a good car. I liked it. I liked that car. In fact, I wish I'd had the car back at this point.
What was the car?
It was a 75 911.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
Like about a year or so.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it wasn't.
It's not like you did it in 2004. It's like shit.
No. But the thing is, like, I don't wear it because it's a pain in the ass, and so I don't get the joy out of it.
It's the same thing with cars.
It's a lack of joy.
If the car is annoying to deal with, you don't drive it, and then that just makes it more annoying to deal with because it sits longer.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And I wear my watch 2 or 3 hours a day because I don't wear it while I work.
You take it off to work. Yeah.
I'm not going to go banging it into a 911.
You don't have a work watch?
No, I can't. I don't wear a belt and I don't wear a watch while I work.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, no belt.
Scratches.
No belt is obvious. Do you have? What about a detailer's belt? Have you seen those? Mm-hmm. Where they have the leather on the outside?
I've seen them.
Them's good.
Why don't you just get pants that fit?
Bro, I wear pants that fit. The belt is when you're bending down and shit.
But I don't need the accessories, man.
Over the course of the day, the belt doesn't. The pants don't stretch out a little bit.
No.
Really?
Well, I mean, they do, but like,
is this only an issue because I'm fat?
No,
fuck. Am I the only one with this problem?
Dude, the Cintas guy upsized me. Okay.
Yeah. Cintas.
The Cintas guy said, "You're fat."
I had to refile my paperwork with Cintas. It was really depressing.
Did you? Oh, no. Oh, you're doing me? Fuck you.
I was doing a you. I was doing a you there.
No, it was embarrassing. He busted my chops hard. He's like, so look, we're talking about your pants not fitting here, right? I go, yeah. He goes, well, we have them made in different countries and stuff. And I was like, right. So the ones made in Mexico really fit, but the ones from Haiti, they don't fit. He goes, listen, just get a bigger size. And I'm like, what are you calling me fat? He says, yes, I am, but I'm doing it for your own good.
Listen, I'm 5'7.5". You're really
dude, I stepped on the scales at the track the other day. Were you
corner balancing yourself?
I was trying. Let's put it this way. I need to lose weight. It's pretty
driver
bad.
mod.
Driver mod for sure. I don't know if I'll
set you up with my trainer.
I don't know if I'd even fit in my suit anymore.
Well, that's not good. Getting a new driver suit's bad. That happened to me once in about 2011. I had to get a new driver suit. I was like, oh, this is so bad.
Yeah, it's the sausage casing. You don't want to burst the casing.
And like, if you've got like a racing seat, like a hard shell, kind of seat, when you can tell if you're fat or not, when you compared to when you bought your seat. That's a real.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, my Corvette used to be, and the Mustang were indicators of whether or how I was doing. This is good wine, man.
Very good.
What's it called? Justin what?
Is that enough?
Yeah,
I couldn't see the
What's
pour.
What's the actual?
It's isosceles.
Isosceles.
Yeah, it's a 2015.
Yeah, it's also a triangle.
Yeah, I got the new shipment coming, so I figure I better burn one.
Oh, are you on the Justin of the Month club?
Mm-hmm. No, not the month. It's like quarterly or whatever, or seasonal.
Justin quarterly.
Yes, I send you two.
Brian Grazier's in that club too.
It's great. It's great, man.
I can't make a pedophile joke. Damn.
No,
okay,
not gonna do it.
Not in here. All right, fine.
Let that one slide.
All right.
So anyway,
here's the question.
Yeah.
I get by far the most consistent car buying question I get involves 996s in the $20,000 to $30,000 range. Should anybody buy one of those?
Oh, that's a tough question. I like the 996. So I say you buy the best one you can buy in the 20 to 30 range. I mean, what can you buy for 20 to 30? Probably like 2000, 2001, maybe an 02.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, look, here's the deal. This month, I had 3 that needed motors.
Yeah.
But that said, once you do the motor, car's done. Like, it really doesn't need much else.
But isn't a motor $20,000?
No.
How much is a motor?
All in, installed, and everything with a new clutch, and it was like 15.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
But still, if you buy a $25,000 car and you need a $15,000 engine pretty soon, that sucks balls.
Well, maybe,
that sucks
but
real big
I think
balls.
I know someone else that happened to.
Yeah, but you know what? Vinny Russo was at the crib last night, and guess what he found? A fucking car just like mine for sale for $65,000.
Of course.
And I paid $36,000 for mine.
Right.
So, okay, now I'm still below market price, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, you're doing
2
just
years
fine.
later, I'm
You're doing
fine.
yeah.
I got mildly fucked. Yes, I did.
I don't know if you got fucked. You just kind of got 87 911.
Bro, but I
know?
I did, but in my very specific circumstance, I saw it as part of a bigger thing. Like everything, I put all that other money into that car because I wanted to drive it for like a long time. Right. And so like, all right, I had to eat this dick and get this motor. So be it. That's still, I saw that as part of the greater build.
Yeah.
If the end result of me spending $25,000 and then another 15 on a new motor was a stock 996, I'd be fucking fuming pissed.
Okay, fair enough. But you know, I see them as very good cars. I mean, the air works, the heat works, power windows, power brakes.
Pretty low baseline.
No, they handle well. They drive well. You know, they're grand touring cars to me.
They're okay, but
they're not race cars. They're not fun cars.
That's a gamble I'm not trying to take.
I don't know. I mean, what can you get for $40,000? Because that's your buy-in, right? So you're in for 25 plus another 15, so you're in at 40. What else is out there in the $40,000 Porsche range that you?
For Porsche, not much,
right?
No, not much. But
So,
still, I don't know.
You know, the best. I don't want to say the worst 996 is as good as the best Boxster because that's not true. But like,
the best Boxster can be really fucking good.
Yeah, I know. I had a couple I really loved.
There's some of those that are fucking pretty badass.
You know what the best Boxster I ever had was? A 2000 base with a 5-speed and a 2.7 liter motor.
Why?
Because you couldn't kill it. The motor was so overbuilt. It went 180,000 miles, and I changed it because it was old, not because it was broken.
Oh, the 2.5 is the bad motor, right?
The 2.5 is what they race with.
Yeah.
So mine was a 2.7, and I bought a 2.9 from a friend of mine. You know. And
Best Boxster I ever drove had a fucking Coyote motor in the back of it and drove like a Daytona prototype.
Yeah.
It was the most obnoxious vehicle on the planet, but it had air conditioning.
I like stock shit. I mean, that's, you know.
Oh, it tends to work.
Yeah.
It tends to work.
Yeah, and when it breaks,
and modified stuff, you always have to compromise something to modify, whether it's MVH or whatever it is, you know.
Yeah.
There's nothing free.
I don't know. I mean, if someone is dying to get a 911 and all they have is $20,000, don't buy a 911.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The problem with Boxsters when they first came out, and the problem with most entry-level vehicles of any kind is that people blow their wad buying the car, and they got no money left to fix it. And so those cars suffer from lack of maintenance or abuse or, with all due respect to people who buy them, ignorance of ownership. They don't realize that, so the car was affordable, but the services are not, right? So, like, you can get into a $20,000 996, but an oil change is $300.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, brakes are Porsche brakes. They cost money, and so don't be, naive in thinking that you're going to get an oil change at Jiffy Lube for $20.
You probably shouldn't get an oil change at Jiffy Lube.
You would be surprised who does.
Yeah,
I had a guy.
I'm not surprised, but you shouldn't.
No, I would. No, I would never. I wouldn't take a rental car there. Well, maybe I would. But.
I saw a commercial today for a tire store that was a national chain, but I'm not going to say who it was. And they were advertising four new top tier tires, whatever it was. And the tire they mentioned was the two tires they mentioned were literally companies I have never heard of.
Nankang.
It wasn't even. It wasn't even. It was
Federal?
like no beyond. Keep going.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
man.
like Jay's Peak tires. Like what? What the fuck is that?
Top tier, man.
Don't even know.
It's the top tier of the upside down pyramid.
The top tier.
No, it's terrible. Speaking of tires, I've got my dad, when he passed away, left behind two 911s, right? 172, 173. One is a beige gray 72 that he built to go like luxury touring, right? So it's got a Carrera motor and trans, like your car. It has air conditioning, factory air, front cooler, all the bells and whistles, electric windows, rear wiper, the whole thing. And so he and my mom would go and travel with that car. And he had this other car, 73, that's like a straight up hot rod, right? It had an old race motor in it that he had been holding on for 30 years.
Tim, I think there's pictures of it like right on the front of Marco's Instagram if you had that. It's the blue car. Isn't that it right there?
The one
top right?
Top right, yeah. Yeah. So,
it's nice.
So anyway, I've been driving this car on Toyos, R888s.
Yeah.
Those buzzy bastards.
They're loud as fuck.
They suck. You can't even see out of the mirrors, right? But they're great at the racetrack.
They're sticky, but they're really loud. They were on my Skyline too.
I
It was
hate 'em.
Yeah.
So I've been chasing Pat Long about tires because he saw the car and we talked and he's telling me the
What does he know, bro?
Yeah, right. So I call this guy, right? So we're talking and I ask him, what do you think? And he says CN36, which is the Pirelli.
Oh, okay. I've actually never heard of that before.
Okay,
Is that a Pirelli vintage
It's
tire?
a vintage tire that they've remanufactured with all new compounds.
Oh, so it's like what I use on my Lambo.
Yeah.
I have a P7 that's a brand new rubber compound, but it looks like the old tire.
Exactly.
Oh, same shit on that?
Same shit.
Oh, cool.
So Porsche.
I wonder if they use the same rubber.
Well, I don't know.
Do you think they have a new compound that they use for all their vintage styles, or do you think they...
I don't know.
That would be an
it would be
interesting
cool.
one.
It would be cool to find that out. I never considered it, but P7s are an option. P6000s, CN36, and Michelin's got the XWX, which is a trash can. So anyway, I'm talking to Pat, and I'm asking him about tires, and he's like, "Oh, you should put the 185/70 on the front." And I'm like, "Well, Pat, that's a tall tire." And I go, I'm not really sure about, sidewall flex. And he goes, I'm a race car driver, right? And he's just like dunked on me, man.
Don't question. Just
I was like, yes, I understand. That's why I'm asking you for your opinion. And so he starts breaking down tire tech, and it was like the most enlightening conversation that I had in a long time about slip angle and when you feel the tire grip and slip and feedback and all the things, and he's like, just trust me, that's a good tire.
You saying that one sentence, we lost half our audience though. That's people are so fucking bored of tires. Just it's such an interesting and important topic, but it's so hard to sell to people.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm gonna take the plunge.
Dies.
I'm gonna take the plunge. Yeah, right. Even when someone dies.
Yeah. I try every I went on Opie's podcast, Opie Radio with Carl Ruiz. And we recorded at Classic Car Club, and I did a spiel about old tires. And actually, after it aired, like 4 people tweeted at me and said after they heard me, they went out and looked at their tires, and their tires were expired, and they're getting new tires. So like, I reached 4 people by doing that 5-minute bit.
Lives,
so
dude.
yeah, there you go. So go check your tires. If they're more than 5 years old, even if you don't drive on them, get new fucking tires because you're gonna die.
Yeah, I mean the rubber gets hard. The sidewall gets weak. People say, "What's the best thing you can do for my car? Put tires on it." It's like buying a new car.
But you can't brag about that on your fucking Instagram.
I don't give a shit.
What did Pat actually have a suggestion for what tires to buy? Or
the CN36.
Oh, that's what he said.
Yeah, he
said
get the 2 sizes they make. That I think the front's a 185/70 and the rear's like a 215/65 or
those
something
15s?
like that. 15s.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what are your options? But
very
vintage
very
Porsche, it's got to have the right wheel tire combo to drive properly. And that's what a lot of people forget. They put 17s on these early cars and the car doesn't drive properly, because of what you have to do to make it fit. And it moves it outside of its range of motion, and the suspension and the kinematics are all wrong.
I drove, Busy's crazy fucking...
The blue car?
The blue car, right, which was like 800 horsepower. And it had that wide-bodied rear end, so it was running like a 205, front with 17-inch wheels, 205 front with like a 345 rear. And so it would do all kind of funky shit. Like Busy's an amazing engineer, but he's like a chemical engineer and an engine builder. He's not like a chassis setup person. So that car serves him well, but like fundamentally to drive it fast is incredibly sketchy because the balance of it really isn't there.
So that's the thing, right? It's trying to get the car to handle properly.
Yeah.
So that morning that Pat saw the car, we were talking. I tried to follow him through the canyons a little bit. Basically, we kind of knew where we were meeting, and he sent me a letter and said, "I'll be there when you get there." But I got to watch.
I'll see white smoke. Know that you've arrived.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I get to watch his car, which was on those tires, and watch the way it performed. And it was, aside from the fact that he's a professional race car driver, watching the car move on the tires was like, okay, it got me thinking about everything.
Was he in the old eggplant?
Yeah, he was.
Is that a 11 or a 12?
What do you mean?
Is it a 912?
No.
Oh, it's a 911?
No, it's a 911.
I don't know why
So,
I thought he had a 912.
apparently York
Tanner's got a 912.
I
Sorry.
think York Bergmeister used to own that car or something like that. Like,
Possibly.
That car's got some serious history. It came from up north, and
It's possible. It's aubergine.
yeah, it's a good car.
Eggplant.
That's a good-looking car.
So how many corners did you see him for?
4. But I was only half a corner behind.
Yeah.
We were on very tight roads in Malibu. But, and it was like 6 in the morning.
Malibu's super fucked up right now.
I know. I haven't gone on a fun drive.
Mulholland is closed from the wine store on.
Because of the fire?
Yeah, because there was like a sinkhole, like the road sunk away.
Oh, when the rains
and
came.
and so the all of Mulholland Highway is closed, and there's
Wow.
portions of some other roads that are closed. It's kind of a mess up there. It's not a good time to go driving in Malibu.
This was right around New Year's or something like that.
I just met up with these 2 Lotus guys, from Lotus, and I got to have a quick go in the Evora 400 with the automatic, which I expected to be horrible, and it was not horrible.
Is it a proper automatic, or is it a DSG dual clutch? What did you just do?
Well, the glass was empty, but
There's more here, man.
No, I know. I can pour this out, but I just wanted some water to drink, and I put it in my wine glass and ruined the very little bit that was left. It's fine.
Cleaning your palate. I get it. You're on your own. You fill your own glass.
Yeah, okay. Not actually not bad. I thought that the automatic would be really, really bad, and it's actually not.
But it's a proper automatic?
It is a real automatic. It's not a dual clutch.
Okay.
It's like the Camry automatic.
Wow.
But it's re-geared. Like they use the Camry case, and it is a torque converter, but it's Lotus ratios, like a Lotus control unit.
Cool.
So they change it a bit. It's not bad. Like I'd probably still buy the stick, frankly. But like the auto shouldn't keep you out of an otherwise very nice car.
Oh, that's cool. I've heard a lot of good things about the Evora.
They rule.
Really?
They're great fun. Yeah,
never
they're
driven.
they're super nice. Really fun to drive.
I'm one mark only. Volkswagen.
You know
also,
why you know they're good? Yeah. Because they handle well and they ride well, but they have no fancy anything. Like no adaptive shocks, like no settings, none of that shit.
Yeah.
Like
what you get is what you get.
yeah, but like I could drive 2,000 miles in it, daily it around LA, and then run a 143 at Laguna on Pilot Super Sports.
Wow.
Like, and there are no adjustments.
That's
you know
great.
what I mean? Like, that's really nice.
That's
like,
a great car.
That's a fast car that handles well and rides well and is just simple. And then when the guys at Sharkworks put it up on a rack to put some new tires on for me, because I blew a set of tires off doing track days with it, they were just showing me like how the chassis was like bonded together and stuff, and like how well that thing is like actually
Engineered,
made.
yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, like the door handles are plastic, but like this chassis is like really, really nicely
The important
made.
shit is dealt with.
Yeah. And that car's a rock star.
Well, Lotus had a problem with that part in the past, so maybe they had to do an about face. And
I
fix
mean,
it.
whatever it is, it works now.
Yeah.
And it's
And I'm talking like the Esprit.
well, the Esprit is a piece of shit. Can I take a little more of this?
Dude, knock yourself out. That's what it's here for.
This is very nice. But the Evora is a really like well-rounded 911 alternative, actually.
Price point similar.
The Windows sticker says 90 to 105. To actually drive one home, you're talking about 75 to 85, pretty much, is what they're actually going at the door for.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
That
It's
is
pretty
definitely
nice.
a 911.
It's definitely a player. It's
Yeah.
definitely a player. But if you're talking about a brand new 911, you're not really going to get into a 911. You're that's
Right.
that's Cayman S money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And can you service that car at Toyota?
Ooh, good question.
Now that's a question that I don't have the answer to. I suspect no. Actually, I don't know. I'll find out. I'll email the Lotus guy later.
Did you
and
pay
we'll-
your super chat for that one?
No, someone when I had the last Evora, somebody did ask that, and I got a definitive answer, and I think the answer was no, because like
Control units and stuff like that.
well, yeah, and you have to like take off the skid, the floor, the flat under tray to get to stuff, and it's a Toyota computer won't read this.
Right.
You need a Lotus computer to read it. Like, there's definitely some
Proprietary
Toyota
software stuff.
Yeah, like the internals of the engine are fully Camry. Like they don't upgrade that at all. They said that stuff's all super super tough.
That's cool. That tells you a lot about a Toyota, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, like, if Lotus is willing to beat the crap out of it in a
they're
sports
running
car.
430 horsepower in that thing with the air conditioning cranking as hard as you can beat the shit out of it all day long.
And so it just
great.
goes. So obviously a Camry will outlast the sun. I mean, like, they just run. And why? Because they're overbuilt.
Yeah, because you can
great.
do the same thing with 8 PSI running through it, and it couldn't care less.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they actually sound really good, too. Titanium exhaust.
No shit?
Yeah, full titanium exhaust.
Wow.
It's very nice. It's a fucking really, really good car. It's a
Well,
lot
I mean,
of fun to drive.
like I said, they've come a long way.
Yeah.
You know, you can't fault Lotus for being a quality product these days.
The guys were telling us there was some like alternative pitch, not alternative pitch. They wanted to talk to Spike and I, let us drive these cars and talk to us about like the future of Lotus and like their new models, and I got a couple details that I can't say, but like overall, like they were super optimistic about like their funding from Geely, and they said, like basically like, how like with Volvo, they were all like, here's some money, now go be Swedish. That pretty much is what they say is happening at Lotus. Like,
that's great.
Here's some money, now go add some lightness and make some shit. So apparently it's going to take a couple of years for their all-new product to roll through. In the meantime, there's going to be some updates to the current product. But he said that there will be all-new product, and it's not going to be the Danny Bahar shit. It's like new stuff.
Well, the thing is, at that kind of price point, they probably are going to be pretty competitive in the marketplace.
I think they're going to be selling some cool stuff.
Yeah.
And they said every new car they come out with will be homologated for the U.S.
Oh.
So that's good.
Didn't they have a Roadster problem at one point?
Well, the current Elite, I don't think I think it's just an Exige. I don't think it's an Elise, but the current Exige cannot be sold in America.
That's what it was.
It's in Europe. Apparently, it's amazing. But
there was like a Roadster problem. Like they
what do you
weren't
mean
allowed
a
to,
Roadster problem?
Like the reason they stopped selling one of their cars here is because like they weren't allowed to sell a 2-seat Roadster for some reason. I don't know what it was.
I thought it was airbag and.
Oh, is that what it was?
I thought it was airbag stuff.
I don't know. I remember there was like Tesla had a Roadster at one point, didn't they?
Well, yeah.
And then they stopped making it, and then right about the same time,
that was because
the
it
Lotus
wasn't
stopped making
good.
it. Well,
Once
maybe.
they started making the Model S, what was the point of continuing that fucking?
I don't know. Like I said, I'm a single brand kind of guy.
No, I think the issue with Lotus was airbag exemptions or something to that effect. But the new car's going to be homologated.
Okay,
So.
that's cool. That's good. The more the merrier. The diverse product line is pretty
Dude,
cool.
the more a world with more Lotuses is a good world.
Can't be a bad one.
It is, yeah. And anybody, I always have to remind myself, like, because a lot of people ask me about Porsches, that like to remind people to like actually go try the Lotus because people have tried them and ended up buying them.
I like Porsche. I mean, there's a reason like I gravitate towards the Porsche, but I've been trying other cars, like test driving cars like Mercedes and BMW, and I always end up back at Porsche just because I like the way they drive.
Yeah.
But that's not because the other cars aren't good, but I can also work on them, so that kind of tips the scales in my favor.
Yeah,
a little bit,
I like how Porsches drive as well, but there is some other stuff that I'm trying not to overlook. I have an Acura RDX right now.
Yeah, that was a cool looking car.
It drives. It's got a really comfortable seats. I've been in it all day. I had to drive to fucking Monrovia today.
Oof.
Ugh.
Oof.
Fucking Monrovia.
Yeah, there's nothing out there. Actually, there's
just
one
my
thing
lawyer.
out there.
That's
Oh, really?
it. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I probably could find one closer if I really wanted
You
to.
could go talk to him on the phone. They got papers to sign.
You gotta show up.
You need
Otherwise-
FaceTime.
Yeah, you got. If you don't, this is what I'm learning with this construction shit. If you don't show up, like, you gotta keep people on their fucking toes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's my other career.
Lawyer?
Yeah,
Lawyer?
No.
Oh.
Just watching people do shit and make sure they don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tim like manages rich people's estates and makes
really?
sure that people working there fucking do their jobs.
So you're the taskmaster.
Pretty much.
That's
Yeah.
good. Someone's
Project
got to
manager,
do it.
whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So where's Zach?
Zach is doing some proving grounds
Oh,
stuff
cool.
right now in San Diego, I think. Somewhere. He's working for a J5.
He's with Lee.
I think, yeah. Lee just sent me. I finally got my new steering wheel.
Oh?
It's apparently, and you may know, apparently to get a custom leather wrapped steering wheel is like a really difficult thing to get.
Yeah. Steering wheels. My upholsterer hates doing them because they're the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, so
He'll do them, but
so
he
I
hates
got
it.
a steering wheel. I have had a red leather interior and a black steering wheel in my Porsche.
I see.
Yeah,
Cool.
but it was supposed to have a matched red steering wheel this
you
whole
got
time.
The prototypo in red.
Yeah,
Dope.
but in the double thickness, the double thickness red. But it apparently took the dude like, I don't know, 20 tries to make the thing.
Yeah, it's not easy, man.
Yeah,
I've watched my guy do it.
Why is it so hard?
There's a lot. It's like a lot of fine stitching, and it's a lot of finger work, and it's just hard. If you screw it up, it's over.
Yeah, apparently it took the guy a lot of tries.
And you got to skive the leather, get it real thin so that it glues down on the spokes and doesn't lift.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Like it's a really, really hard thing to do steering wheels.
This
like
leather
I've watched
looks
It's
dope, though. I'm very excited. In
Cool.
time for Luftgekühlt.
So did you get in?
Yeah.
Oh, of course I did. Yeah. Did you hear the way you answered that?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Yes, I did. I did get in.
So are they going to park you on the lawn in front of the courthouse?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Oh, in the Hill Valley Courthouse?
In the Hill Valley Courthouse.
Oh, I haven't requested that
Dude,
yet.
I
really should.
They could put me anywhere. I don't care. I'm just glad to be there.
I'm just glad to be there, too.
My entire life, I grew up in the Valley, right? And so I've been to Universal more times than I can remember. Taken the tram
for those who are like, what the fuck are we talking about?
yeah,
Luft, they announced, is at Universal Backlot, which is awesome.
Right. So here's the thing. I've taken the tour.
Yeah.
And I've seen the shark, all the things. But I've always wanted to just bail out in the city, like in the back lot, and just wander aimlessly. I finally get that opportunity.
Because they don't let you off the tram.
Nope.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm just like,
to.
I'm pumped to just be on the back lot, not in a tram.
Yeah.
Like for me, I'd go, even if my car didn't get in, I would go just for that opportunity.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Oh,
I bet it's going to be a
good.
complete shit show like last time.
What?
The one at the lumberyard?
Oh, it was great. It was
just crazy.
The problem with the lumberyard was there were too many cars. It was so I said this the other day to someone online. Like I wrote
cars or too many people. There was like 7,000 people there.
Yes, but the problem was there were too many cars to see. Right? So like you were just walking and walking and walking and looking at every single car. And so they did a great job of being inclusive, but I think it kind of diluted the art, like the art installation part of what Luftgekühlt is, right?
Have
like
they
the
dialed
inside
it back
area.
for this one?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh really?
Oh, big time.
How many cars are they letting?
I want to say like 125 or
is that it?
250. Yeah, something like
really?
that. Like some really low number. Last year they had like 500.
Oh.
It was some obscene number. And kudos to them for pulling it off. But like I think they said we need to curate it more.
I didn't realize
and
that was
distill
such
it down.
an exclusive club this time. You
It
know
really
what? It's the
is.
crazy interior that does it.
You think so?
Yep.
Not the story behind it?
No.
Okay. I
think they wanted, for me, they wanted a Keen car, and mine is the one that's
that's
here.
the most local. Yeah.
Yeah, Dempsey's is not coming here.
I know, I heard.
His is going to Maine.
Yep.
But
Lucky you, right? Now you still get the only one.
no, I saw him at the thing that we went to, the Hurley thing, which we talked about, and he said that when we do the West Coast Safari 911 rally, he will ship it here and do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he should, obviously.
Because he's a fucking boss.
Because you can, yeah.
I wanted to have sex with him right there. I was like, you will?
McDreamy, whatever it is. Yeah.
I told my mom I had a 5-minute chat with him. She's like, you did?
Yeah, everyone loves him. Here's the thing. He's a dope dude. He's like a really cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard him on Spike's podcast. I didn't know he was a unicycle riding juggler. I had no idea.
Know that shit either.
Dude, it's hilarious. You got to listen to that podcast. It's pretty good.
You know what I saw outside? I went to Corolla's studio earlier today, and I saw outside Corolla's studio a dog walker walking like 10 fucking dogs, but on one of those like one wheels that you stand on. The one where it's a single vertical wheel and your feet are on either side of it,
like a giant slick in the
yeah,
middle.
the dude had a full and he was just hovering down with all these dogs. It was like
just takes one to bolt. Yeah, that dude is getting dragged. Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly that thing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
My brother-in-law rides one of them things to work.
Ooh, what?
In Boston.
No, do those things have electric motors in them or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Apparently they're cool. Did you get your skateboard?
It's coming tomorrow. They tried to deliver it today.
Timmy's gonna try and do mobility reviews.
We'll see.
Really?
I might suck. It might be all right.
Starting with an
We'll find
electric
out.
skateboard.
You got to get the elbow pads and the wrist guards and the helmet.
I got the
life
helmet.
insurance.
I got the helmet. I'm good with the rest
Definitely
of
the
it.
helmet. Yeah.
Get the
It goes
life
23
insurance.
miles an hour.
What the hell
That's what I'm
are you
saying.
ordering?
Yeah,
It's like
it's got dual 360 watt motors, just a Chinese boosted board knockoff.
You
When
ever
you
see
die,
that,
I'll take Charlie.
You ever see that movie, The Skateboard Kid?
The skateboard kid.
Dude, I'm a product of the 80s, man.
Which is the one with the rollerblades?
Oh yes, I definitely
Prayer
saw
of the
that one.
Rollerblades?
The movie with the rollerblades and
Prayer of the Roller Boys.
what's
No,
it called?
No,
Yeah, man.
No.
That's with
No,
Corey
the
Haim.
ones where they down with Seth Green in it, where they're like downhill, fucking skating.
What is?
You know what I'm talking about? Like that's still
Airborne.
Airborne.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never heard of that one.
Really?
No.
Oh, it's the one where these guys are like they live on a big hill and they're like downhill skater rollerblade gang.
Man. The only rollerblade movie I remember was Prayer of the Roller Boys.
I don't. That one I don't know.
That's one of the Corys, man.
93. I think there's another Corey in this one.
Really?
Isn't Corey Haim in this one?
I don't know.
There's another.
Corey Haim was in the one I was talking about.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. Oh.
Seth Green is in this one. Maybe I don't know. I don't know.
He's IMDb and
I've already devoted the amount of time I want to devote to this conversation.
I mean, if you want to talk 80s horrible cheese flicks, I got a couple up my sleeve.
I'm sure you do.
Like, haven't you ever seen Rad? The greatest bicycle movie ever
Oh
made.
yeah.
You know?
Rad BMX.
Yeah, but it's just Rad is the name of the movie. So like before,
That's where they got the rad from Radwood is from that, right?
I think so.
it
Yeah.
is,
Yeah. So before I used to have the VHS. So like remember VHS used to have like the previews for other movies.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So one of them was Dirt Bike Kid, and it was basically this kid's dirt bike comes alive. So
Oh yeah, that is the Rad from Radwood. Is from the Rad.
so
is from
good, the
yeah.
best movie ever. I could do every line.
Really?
Every single line. It's like my favorite. I used to fake sick to stay home from school
Who
to
is
watch
the star of
movie.
this film?
Yep.
The bicycle.
Yeah. Thank you. Mongoose was the star. Mongoose.
Yeah.
No, it was Bill something or other, I think.
I bet they sold a lot of bikes for that
Dude,
movie.
I used to watch it,
Lot
go
of
outside, get on my
BMXs.
bike, and just jump shit.
I bet.
You get pumped.
I bet.
Pumped.
Tim, do we have a shitload of questions? It seemed like there was a lot.
Yeah, we had some even before we got here.
Really?
Whoa.
There's like a lot. Is that all? Okay. Yeah.
We got a fair bit.
We'll do 5. If you have questions for Super Chat, get them in now because I'm going to cut that off in like 5 minutes. Otherwise, we're going to be here all night. And we're out of wine.
Are we really?
No,
Did we
we're
tax
not.
that bottle?
We're going to be out of wine.
We will eventually. I should have brought 2.
Nah,
I don't know. You get sleepy, huh?
I'd be sleepy. My sleep's already fucked.
Why?
I don't know. Because of
The building.
No. Actually, that's fine. That's going according to plan right now. But it's because of like I probably have like 3 trips to the East Coast a month, and that keeps fucking me up. I just went to San Antonio.
Yeah.
You ever been? Kind of charming.
Been through on a Midwest sales tour.
Yeah, it's kind of charming. I drove a Ferrari 430 Scuderia that was converted to stick.
I saw that.
Fucking nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Oh, the best.
It's what you want,
the
right?
best. Oh, it's the best.
Gate shift everything.
Yeah, and I mean, what's not to like, really?
Yeah. You get all the modern cool stuff and a shifter.
Yeah, and Ferrari, it's unfortunate that they don't make stick cars anymore. Not just because I like driving stick, but because you realize when you do something like this that they happen to be particularly good at it.
Yeah.
Like that isn't just a manual transmission. Like it's a beautiful one with like lovely clutch take up that's the right weight and like the perfect amount of movement from gear to gear and the perfect like. You go, well, Jesus, they fucking. It's like Tom Brady going, you know what? Fuck it. We're just walking off, and you go, wait, but you were so good at that.
Right.
What are you doing?
Why are you cutting it short?
But Ferrari, they take themselves so seriously.
Well, they're always about being on the front, right? Like being at the leading edge.
Like
of
the
whatever.
GT3 Touring exists because stick is fun, and Ferrari won't do that.
Here's the thing. I don't think the GT cars should be stick. Sorry.
I don't buy that.
I don't. I think that those cars are best served with paddles. I do. I don't know why.
GT3 Touring rules.
Just buy a regular 911 and put a manual gearbox in it.
What?
Yeah,
First off, it's a different fucking gearbox. It's not a 6-speed. It's a 7. You get stuck with a 7-speed if you have to buy a regular 911.
I know.
That's
but
the wrong number of gears, Marco.
I also think a GT3 should have wings. And all the aero bullshit. If you're buying a GT car that's meant for going to the racetrack, if you're gonna be a bear, be a grizzly. Don't be a little black bear climbing and eating honey. Fuck that.
Here's the problem.
No.
They're not that fast.
What?
GT3s.
No.
They're not that fast.
They
If the
could be.
point was to set the fastest lap time, then the car's got to be a lot fucking faster, Marco.
Look, I'm
The
just saying.
GT3 is the wrong choice every time
I've
if you
driven
want to
both.
set the best lap time you can for $150,000.
Okay.
That's the wrong choice every time.
Fine, but
you
I've
buy
driven,
it because it's the most fun.
I've driven both, and I feel that the GT3 needs a paddle box. I just like it better. I think it performs better. I think it fits the character better. That's just me.
Oh, the touring is so nice.
It needs a wing too.
Well, I actually think the wing does make the car drive better. I noticed when I drove the one that had the lack of wing. I did notice that. But the manual is very, very good.
I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying it doesn't belong in that car.
Oh, well, but...
I just like my GT cars with
So
the
you
paddle
think
box.
they shouldn't make it?
I'm not saying they shouldn't make
But
it. I
it's-
just
You
like,
think they shouldn't make something that's fun? They should definitely make things that are fun.
Yeah, they should make things.
Things that are fun are very good.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get a ton of hate mail
Especially,
for that.
here's
one.
why. Here's why.
Ton of it, and that's fine.
Here's
like,
why
I'm-
things that are fun are good. Because something that is the fastest is only ever the fastest for a very, very short period of time.
Fair.
It is very quickly outpaced by something else.
Okay.
But something that is fun is typically fun forever.
Okay,
And a really well-engineered manual gearbox
so
it doesn't matter that it's not as fast as something else because it will be fun forever.
but my position is based on the fact that if you are buying a GT3 and you got to have a manual gearbox, well, you should probably be looking at an older car and
Well,
get
that doesn't-
a totally. If you want a manual experience, get a car that was manually, that was born that way.
Are you just trying? I don't understand what you're doing.
I don't. What do you mean? What am I doing? I'm not saying it's not a good car. I'm just saying for me, I just like my GT cars with the paddle box.
You're a silly boy. I don't get it.
That's okay.
I'm confused. I don't get it.
Who
Who doesn't like the GT3 in a stick? You're a fucking weirdo. Just
Yeah.
like the Ferrari Scuderia in a stick. That's fucking
that I
spectacular.
can get behind.
That is
That I can get behind.
probably the best 30 G's you could spend.
Putting that stick shift
Fuck
situation.
yeah, dude. What's going to improve the quality of the driving experience of a Scuderia more significantly than a manual gearbox for
Probably nothing.
what does 30 G's in Ferrari money get you?
Brake
Fuck
job.
all.
Gets you a brake job.
Carbon engine compartment panels that do nothing. It gets you nothing. But that's an incredible value.
Yeah. Again, I just I like my GT cars.
You are a weirdo.
Yeah, it's okay.
And yet, if it was a Carrera T in a stick,
Go
no
nuts.
problem.
Go
what
nuts.
if the Carrera T gets the GT3's 4-liter? But it's not called a GT3, but it gets the 4-liter.
Go for it. Because it doesn't.
So all of your problem is the naming scheme?
No. I think that a GT3 was sort of born as a track-focused vehicle. So let it be what it was designed to be. That's all.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that they're garbage or don't do it. Like my preference is I like my GT cars with the paddle box. I think they nailed it. They drive good.
They do drive
they're,
good.
They're fun at the limit with the paddle.
They are.
And after driving a GT2 RS, you cannot keep up with it in a manual box.
No, but you definitely can with a GT3.
Yeah,
a 3's
probably.
not too powerful.
No.
No. A 3's not too powerful.
Things happen in the 2 RS like really quickly.
Yeah, but when cars get too fast for a stick, I think is like around. I want to say it's like the middle 500s. It's a lot of power. Like a 997 turbo is 520 horsepower, right? Mm-hmm. That is about as fast as I want to go and shift myself.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. But
I had one of those go a little sideways on me, and it was like, holy
they
shit.
can get a little hairy.
Like out of nowhere, this thing kind of started to wiggle.
The 430s as well. Every 430 I've ever driven, including this particular Scud, the front end gets light as a motherfucker around 120 miles an hour.
Really?
Really light.
Just bad aero? Bad corner balance?
It's got pretty narrow front tires, and it just gets really unsteady at high speeds.
I mean, if you put more weight on the front end, is that going to help you?
Under braking is better than on power for sure, but it's
Interesting.
The newer 5888 chassis is a lot better at it.
Yeah, I'm probably in like my own camp with my GT3 manual versus PDK situation.
I mean, it's a good thing they sell both.
Yeah.
You can have what you want, and I can have what I want.
Yeah, I'm not saying they shouldn't stop making it. I'm just saying personally, I would always I on my short list of cars that I want to own in the near future is a GT3 RS 991. or 991.2 GT3 RS. I really like those cars. I think they're fantastic.
They're nice.
I would never have one of those with a manual. Not that I could.
Okay.
But like to me, that car is built around that gearbox.
I think it probably is.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And so
it is.
for me,
it's a key part of the. And you know, here's how you can tell why Porsches are so built around PDK. My dad has a Cayenne Turbo S.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. I'm sorry, it's not an S. It's a Cayenne Turbo, 2018, and it has an automatic in it, like a slush box, because for towing.
Right.
And it's not like a Porsche.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't fucking feel right.
It doesn't bang the gears like you expect it to.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right. It's like.
That said, they're great
they make
cars.
A good stick. They make a good stick, and Ferrari did too at the time. And in particular with the Scud. The Scud is the Superfast 2 gearbox, which has upgraded synchros from the Superfast 1 that they used in the regular 430. And so actually a stick converted Scud has even smoother shifts.
Really?
Because
like synchro materials.
the synchro is just better.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. See, that's cool. You're like making a dramatic improvement to the car.
Yeah, I mean it was fucking spectacular. Yeah. I mean I spent the entire second half of the drive going, okay, if I sell like
my Lambo's got to go.
If I sell, you know what I mean? Do I really like that Countach?
I have had zero wheel time in a Ferrari. Zero.
None?
None. Never.
This was pretty goddamn glorious. If you could start with this, you'd be disappointed by a lot of other stuff.
Really?
Most Ferraris are really pretty fun in their own way. I mean, the old ones feel fucking old, you know, but
the trucks
a bit, yeah. But most of them are very engaging. And
I've
fun.
been in Ferraris. I've never driven. Like I've always been either the passenger or the bystander, never the guy behind the wheel.
Yeah, they're fun. I think a lot of them don't drive quite how you expect them to drive.
Mm-hmm.
I think their steering had a weird. Or in the 2000s, their steering was a little funky.
So where do you land on like the 550, the Maranello?
I'm a fan.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of the Maranello.
That's because that to me was kind of like when I was coming up. That like when I was like 16, 17, 18 that was the car.
And there was a couple of years of really big hype on those that has settled significantly. Like they went from
they roll back?
They went from 60 to like 120, 130, and then they settled like at 90.
Oh.
And so like now like driver quality ones are attainable.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time to get in
until you service it. And then you have to
the
sell your house.
The front engine Ferraris don't have to have engine out.
Oh no, really?
No, because the timing belt's right there.
Oh, that's cool.
It's really easy accessible.
I think like for me, if I had to get into a Ferrari, the front engine V12 car is where I would land.
550 with a 2B is a good thing.
Yeah, my friend's dad finally realized his dream. And that he got the 550.
They're lovely.
Yeah, and it would have to have a manual box.
Yeah.
Sorry, Timmy.
No worries. But the shop, I should plug, EAG, European Auto Group in San Antonio, Texas, did the conversion, and they refuse to. They're not doing any more for the moment.
Oh,
the owner of the shop owns this one, and I was like, "What? You're not doing more?" And he goes,
so hard.
No.
Oh,
no. He said if you had the only one of something and you were the only person who knew how to make another one, wouldn't you chill on it for a minute?
Dude, that guy's a brilliant man.
But
more power to him.
The good news is he's doing regular 430s. So 30 Gs.
Oh, just not Scuderias.
Not Scuds.
Got it.
But
okay.
he's doing regular 430s. So I don't know what the exact delta is right now from a 430 F1 to a 430 stick. I suspect it's a lot. There's not a lot of 430 sticks out there, and they're fucking great to drive.
And the difference in the price would definitely warrant buying an F1 box and converting it.
Well, so it depends on your particular financial situation and your goals for the car, but an option is $30,000, and he said it's 40 hours of labor. So with planning, it can be as little as a week turnaround, and he can do it, which is amazing.
So what's the buy-in on a 430 F1?
The cheapest, like a fairly
grand?
No, they're more than that. They pretty much start at like 100.
Okay.
For something that you'd want to buy.
For $1.50.
Spiders are like 125. If I was going to go in, I would go in on a Spider.
Really?
Yeah. I'd get a Spider in a great color. The 430 was designed so you don't lose much rigidity with the Spider.
But I don't like my head getting burned.
Oh yeah,
you should
people.
also be thinking like that.
I still do, but I love an open top Ferrari with a stick is a glorious thing.
I'm not saying it's not a good car. It's just again, I'm not an open top guy. So.
But if you wanted a driver, you know, these 430s, honestly, they're fucking stout as shit. Like the problems they have are like little bullshit, like little switches fall out and stuff like that. Like, but the engines and the gearbox are like super, super stout. And so I've seen people put a bunch of miles on these things. So I think it would be a good driver.
My only problem with that car, and this is a dumb personal issue, is the taillights that extend above the rear deck.
Yeah, not only that, the taillights fall out. That's one of their QC issues.
That they lost me. When the 360 for me was kind of like...
They're pretty.
Yeah,
they're pretty.
And again, that's just a period in time where I think...
They're going to do...
they might have lost their way with the 430, but they've gotten a lot better with the more modern cars.
They're going to do 360 conversions as well.
I mean...
It's slightly cheaper. Not much, but slightly cheaper.
Yeah.
But the Delta, again, the Delta from an F1 to a stick is like 35 Gs.
Yeah, you and I talked about this. But
that's the one right there.
The problem
with 360 with a challenge grill is my jam.
The problem with the 360 is engine out.
No, it's not.
Timing belts, isn't it?
You access it through the panel between the seats.
Ah, okay.
355 is the last engine out.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
The 360s are nice. They're actually reasonably
I love the look at them. And what are they, like 80 grand, 60 grand?
For an F1?
Yeah.
60 to 80. So for a stick, 80 to 100.
Okay, but for an F1 plus 30 grand, you could be in it for under 100 grand. There's not a lot of cars.
That math was not A plus B equals C. you made 10 G's disappear right there.
Well, you said 60. You said 60, right?
Yeah, you could get into a high mile.
Beater.
Well, not a beater, but a higher. It all, you know, Ferraris are really valued in like chunks, right? Like so, you have like your. No, like you have like your super low mileage, right? Like you've got like your, you know, almost delivery miles. Like let's call it sub, 1,000, right? Then you've got 1,000 to 5,000, and then 5 to 10, 10 to 20, and then 20 plus is sort of how they're priced out. You know what I mean? So once you get over, like 20 is not a lot. No. But once you get over 20, you're in the driver quality, and the prices come well.
Now we're talking my language.
Yeah,
so for me, I could be in under 100.
Yeah, now you're talking about a $90,000 to $100,000 car
with a conversion and everything.
No. Like for a 360, yeah,
for a 360 converted,
yeah, probably you could get into it with a stick for $100 grand.
There's
probably.
that $10,000 just disappears. Yeah. Look, you sell a watch or two, and suddenly it all fucking works.
The watches is like the other 401k.
So the problem is that watches are easier to store than cars.
Yeah, I got a rule. My one case, one in, one out, dude. I'm full.
I made the biggest mistake.
Country's full, brah.
Watch rolls.
Oh no!
Dude,
don't do that.
They're so easy to just get lost.
Yeah, no.
In. Oh,
you got to get one case. You have to decide.
Oh.
You go, listen. I'm gonna have 10 or whatever it is, and then you pour your heart and soul into those 10, and then you start a one in, one out policy.
Yep, I'm scaling way back.
What's your number right now?
Don't want to talk about it.
20 plus?
No, I mean a lot of what I have is sentiment. And received as gift or received as someone passed away and I acquired. So those are stuck forever.
Fine.
Like those aren't going anywhere.
Yeah.
I think I'm in the 15 range.
It's not that bad.
It's not terrible.
Not that bad.
But dude, I wear 2 hours, 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
And you can't. I mean, I can't rotate them fast
You need
enough.
one of them crazy Wolf winder cabinets. They're only like 40 Gs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Oh, that's it. Let me
I have a couple winders. You want me to give you a couple winders I'm not using now that I don't have a perpetual anniemore?
Nope, I'm good.
Nope. All right.
Nah, I like the watch roll just laying.
My Bosphorus straps case of 10. I got my case of 10, and then I have a watch roll with my two like
travelers.
No, like I have a 2 G-Shocks that like they don't deserve a spot in my case.
Wait a minute. You got one G-Shock in the case though.
I do, but I have like crappy ones for if I'm really in the sticks.
For Florida, somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
It's not crappy. I have the carbon fiber G-Shock. That's not like worth a lot of money, but it weighs like 6 grams. It's really neat.
That's cool.
It's cool. Carl Ruiz gave it to me as a gift.
That guy is great. His Instagram feed is killer.
Carl, I told him you sent me this. Carl thought this was an excellent lateral move.
So that's
he was very impressed.
That might be the only thing I've ever said that he would like.
Carl's
he is
the
a
fucking
opinionated
best.
individual.
Oh yeah,
I love
but he's right so much.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You should have heard. I heard his rant today. Did you see? I guess there's this thing in St. Louis. They're slicing bagels the wrong way. Did you see this?
Who's the asshole that doesn't?
I sound
cut
like
it?
a morning show host by doing this, but like, there's one way to cut a bagel, and
That's
these
it.
guys are slicing them the other way.
Why?
Because it's a thing. But Carl explained in an exact. See that, Tim, top left? People are fucking up. Like
Yeah,
whatever
dude,
this
whoever
bullshit-
does this is like
this
not a
is not
human.
correct,
No.
right? So people are doing this, and Carl explained in a really exact way why this is the wrong way to eat a bagel, and it has to do with the way bagels are cooked and they're prepared because you're supposed to have a certain ratio of in each bite of
That's amazing.
outside and inside, and this fucks it all up.
I love that he has like a scientific reason
Yeah.
for it.
Well,
And it
the
makes
book
sense.
to read is called "What Einstein Told His Cook."
I heard about that book.
Yeah, 1 and 2. There's 2 big ones. I've just finished the first one. It's an awesome book. Carl told me to read it. Strongly recommend. What Einstein Told His Cook. Oh my God! Wait, I am so gonna fucking sneeze.
Bless you.
Or am I?
Stole it from you.
I can will it away. Hold.
Bless you.
Oh, we good. We good. Let's see. All right, we got some questions. I'm cutting them off. No more super chats, so we
Nobody
can get out of
wants
here
to
at a
hear
reasonable
from me,
time.
That's for sure.
What?
Nobody wants to hear from me. That's for sure.
That's not true. I bet you people do.
We'll see.
Justin says. Oh wait.
It's worth it.
Justin says, should I get an F-150 or a Miata? What? He's just kidding. Yeah. Thank you. Donation. That was a joke. A joke
pretty good.
intro. Okay. Here's a real one. Tyler says, "Hey Marco, I'm a 20-year-old gold Porsche tech in New Jersey. What is a gold Porsche tech, Marco? Does that mean you're certified by the dealer?
Yeah, you work in the dealer and they put you through all the things.
I dream to have my own air-cooled shop. Is it better to get my remaining 5 classic classes completed or go to work at an independent shop now?
That's a tough call.
What are the classic classes?
Well, the Porsche dealer is sending the people to dealer training. And
To work on old cars.
On work on old cars, yeah. So that's good and bad. It depends.
If you were hiring, what would having those classes on this guy's resume mean for you? Anything?
Maybe. It depends.
Okay.
I mean, the fact that he is already in a shop and is already certified gold tech, that brings more weight than the classic classes. Because in my shop, I got enough classic people. Me.
Do you think
and
Porsche's
someone else.
paying for this dude to go to the classes?
I don't know. I don't know how that works.
I
I've
think
never
if
worked in
they're
the dealer,
paying
so I don't
for
know.
this guy's classes,
Take them.
Take them.
Take that
Take
shit.
all
Absolutely.
the free training that
Yes.
they will give you while you're being paid.
The bottom line is it all depends on who's teaching you what to do. Because if you're being taught how to work on the classic cars by guys who are 25 years old and have never really worked on this stuff and they just read the books, there's going to be a lot missing from the experience, right?
Do you think that's what's going to happen?
I don't know. I've never worked in the dealer. I grew up in my dad's
Yeah,
shop,
yeah.
and like I was taught by a guy who was taught by the dealer and worked in the dealer.
Have you hired someone who's had the classic classes?
Never.
Okay. so
No,
you don't know.
I prefer to train from the ground up.
All right.
But again, that's the other side of things. You know, if you can find a good air-cooled independent shop, I say if you're in the dealer network and you're getting the training, get the training.
Yeah.
By all means, get the training. It can only add to your success and to your resume. But if you're coming out of the woodwork and, you know, it's either do I go work at the dealer and then get the training or do I
Yeah.
start in an independent, I would say you're better off starting in an independent.
Yeah.
Because you just become a sponge and pull as much as you can out of the old timers as you can while they're still around.
There you go. Okay. Good advice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tyler. Miguel
for it, Tyler.
Miguel says, are there any cars that are particularly good in the rain? Or do you just stick on a set of the right tires and call it a day?
Oh,
Do you-
well, I
do
mean,
you have
tires
any-
are everything.
Right.
We had that conversation.
I have an answer for a general type of car that will be good. I mean, a car that has good dynamics in the dry should also have good dynamics in a loose surface. You just reduce the amount of grip, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you factor into that, a car with really wide tires would have a higher tendency to hydroplane compared to a tire with narrow tires, and a car with wide tires would go grip, 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 break away, and the breakaway point would be higher, but it would also be more abrupt compared to a car with skinnier tires that would break away earlier, but more like progressively. So like you definitely want to have a set of tires that's optimized for wet and or cold, if possible. But if not, you know, a car that's good in the wet is a car that's good in the dry, really, and one that doesn't have tires that are too wide. to avoid hydroplaning.
Fair point.
Hope that answers.
That's good. That's a good answer.
All right.
That's a really good answer.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Andrew says,
This guy knows his shit.
oh my God, I don't even know if I can't answer that guy's question. He's asking if a bunch of detailing supplies are a good deal, and I don't fucking know.
I'm not
just
a
don't.
detailer.
I'm sorry.
I hire a guy.
And I also think that might be he's trying to plug that. Just get me to read it. Todd says, as a comfy, fun, fast GT car with a 6-speed manual, should I get an Aston DBS or a Ferrari 550 or 575? I got answered in Dubai, bro, Habibi voice. Okay. In Dubai, bro, Habibi voice. Okay. Ferrari is also always best. Ferrari is like what everybody recognizes, everybody want it, everybody see it, everybody know it. Always has best resale value. Aston Dbs is very nice car. It's very nice to drive. Sound very good. Already depreciated, but will depreciate more because it's Aston Martin. Yeah, no, I would say first choice is a 575 with a stick. 575 with a stick is,
if you could find one.
If you can find one, you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay for it.
Yep.
It's gonna be expensive. DBS is a lovely, lovely car, but it will not hold its value the way a 550 will.
We talked about it. I'm a 550 fan just from childhood. So
and I own an old Aston, and it's cool. And I wish it was a Ferrari.
Wow.
I mean, I wouldn't trade it because this one
fits this thing.
And my Aston is a special Aston, being Ralph Lauren's car and all his leather that's in it and the conversion to a manual. So like, there's a lot going for this one car. Mm-hmm. But like, if I could snap my fingers and make it become a Ferrari 575 with a stick, I would in 2 seconds. You know, I would in 2 seconds.
Yeah, fair point.
Thank you, Todd. Christopher says, do I ever wish I still had the Corvette? Negative. Ghost Rider. It's a Corvette.
Yeah.
Corvettes are not special.
They're cool sometimes.
They're a tool. They're a tool to do a job, but they're not special. And if you had one for 18 years and got rid of it, probably wouldn't miss it too much either.
I like vets.
I like them too.
My friend's dad had them growing up, so I saw a couple of different, it was a C4, C5, and they're really bitching.
Yeah.
I don't need to own one.
I had one and it served its purpose,
right.
and it was fine. But I'm over that now.
It's one of those things where I'd like to play with it and hand back the keys, Yeah,
I want to try every new Corvette that comes out as part of my job, and then go home.
Yeah.
Not with one.
Right. Yeah, fair point.
I'm excited for the mid-engine car. I want to see what that's about. I hope it's good.
Is it actually happening? Yes, it is. No, it's not.
They're clearly attempting it to happen. It's like those prototypes aren't complete bullshit. There's an engine in the back there, and there's things that are driving around. Like, something exists. Maybe. Mm-hmm. I mean, it may die on the vine. It may take 10 years like the LFA or the NSX. Like, who the fuck knows? But I'm excited about it.
I would love to see it. I would like to see a change.
Yeah.
A change in venue.
Having driven the ZR1 that's out now, they have reached the end of the front engine. There's no more that they can do from that. Because at a certain power level, front engine cars just feel a certain way. Mid engine cars feel a different way. And at a certain power level, like the 700s, mid engine cars are just much more stable feeling. Mm-hmm. They don't rear up on their haunches the way and get light the way front engine cars do. So anyway, Jordan gave a donation for the wedding. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And documentary recommendations. I'm watching Cocaine Island right now on Netflix.
I saw it last night. I didn't watch it though.
Yeah, I'm like halfway into it and I'm still unsure about it. I'm waiting for them to get to the fucking chorus, frankly.
I watched Quincy.
Oh, is it good?
It was amazing.
Okay, Quincy.
That guy, I heard about this. I mean, I knew Quincy Jones was amazing, but it was through Christian Hand.
Yeah,
I went on a deep dive, and holy shit, this guy has done everything.
Yeah, he's behind all kind of shit.
Amazing. Like, he is recording. Like, the reason we hear the music we hear today in the recording studios we have today is Quincy Jones.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, like, without him, there would be nothing that we have today. So I watched the thing because I had this midnight feedings and stuff to do with a new baby, and it was amazing.
All right, I'll check that one out.
I would check out Quincy.
All right, there we go. I haven't seen a new one since the ones I talked about on the last show.
And if you like music, another one is The Wrecking Crew.
Oh, I've
watch
seen the
Wrecking
Yeah, we
Crew.
talked about the Wrecking Crew before. The Wrecking Crew is crazy because I learned that like Toto played all of Thriller.
Yeah, yeah.
And
But like,
Bad. It's got one of the greatest lines that he was like, what was the oh fuck not he was talking about bees like he's like I was there and I was reading the lyrics and I was like, beat it, what the fuck is this? This is never gonna work. Very funny.
yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I like the Wrecking Crew. Aaron says, just bought a 2017 BMW M4 comp package with one owner. What is the best combo you found with respect to tire size and setup? I can't say I've tested a lot of tire size and setup on the M4. I can say that the best M4 I've ever driven was the stock one. Every modification I've ever tried on an M4 has made it worse.
Wow.
Every single one.
That's a big statement because that means BMW really did their homework and got it right out of the box.
The car's really nice out of the box, and it's ruined with modifications.
The competition has 19s, I imagine. Don't some people prefer 18s?
I prefer the smallest wheel you can put on it. The 18s were really nice. The 19s were stiffer. But I don't know. It might have bigger brakes. I'm not sure about that. I don't know. I haven't tried it. My hashtag on Twitter is just get the Michelins.
Where do you land on NT01s?
I don't land. I've never tried.
Really?
I haven't tried.
Oh.
Aren't they like our comps? They're like race tires,
They're
right?
like race tires, but they're really good, like street and track. They do both pretty.
I've never tried them for. Maybe I did a fucking one take with one. I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Couldn't tell you. MB is Frizzle. What up? Regular. Got a, what does it say?
A punched.
A punched 15. What does punched mean?
Board?
I'm not sure what that means.
50 mile.
I got a 50 mile 2016 V8S punched. I don't know what that means. Are ECU tunes a bad idea if the car is daily driven for winter about 8 miles? No, I don't think an ECU tune is a bad idea. I mean, your typical like off-the-shelf stage 1 tune from a company like an APR or a Cobb or a company that's got a known reputation. What's V8? Is that a V8 Vantage S? I don't know who makes it.
I'm lost about whatever he asked.
I don't know what
except
punched
for the tune
50
part.
mile mean is, but like but typically no, a conservative off the shelf tune from a reputable company is not going to be a problem on anyone's daily driver.
The problem that I have with tunes is that if the car isn't turbocharged, you're not getting a whole lot for your money.
It's just remapping your throttle response.
Yeah,
really.
save your money. If you have a turbo car, spend the money because you're going to notice a big difference.
The tune made a difference on my car.
On which car?
My Safari.
Oh, well, that's different. That's different. That was also to fix an issue.
That was like a cold start modification tune.
But also because that's old tech, man. Like we're talking old tech. Different animal.
All right. Well, maybe MB's Frenchie will clarify on his car.
It's not so much for performance. In his case, I think he's looking for performance, like hardcore performance, like numbers, right? Your car, the tune wasn't about bottom line numbers. It was about making it run properly. You know what I mean?
It's a Bentley
Continental G. Oh yeah, Continental. Oh yeah, right. Oh yeah. Whoever makes the fucking Audi tunes, APR makes a tune
APR
for
makes a
that.
good one, yeah.
There's definitely an off the shelf.
Cobb.
Yeah, because it's basically the Audi V8. So yeah, I would go with either a Cobb or an APR.
Is that car turbocharged?
Yeah, it's the 4-liter.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. And pull the tires right off the back.
And it's the ZF.
Yep. Do it.
You're good. Yeah, dump that tune.
Hammer it.
You're golden. Let's see. Gravity Drift, Evora versus Cayman GT4 for a mid-engine track toy.
I can't answer that.
Well, here's the thing. Cayman GT4 is very nice. It's very fun. Depends on your track. Because the gearing on the Cayman GT4 is weird. It's that long second with the gap between second and third. So if your home track is short, like call it like Streets of Willow, you don't want that car because you're going to be continuously frustrated because you're between second and third everywhere.
Yeah.
Whereas the Evora 400 has correct gearing for Streets of Willow. I ran my fastest lap ever in the Evora 400. I ran a 26 in the Evora 400 on Streets of Willow.
Clockwise or counterclockwise?
Clockwise.
Clockwise.
So I think I think, look, those are both like really good cars. So
you can't go wrong with either one. But
yeah.
I think honestly, I think you're going to have more resale with the Cayman GT4.
Could be. Now it's like the accepted value is like 85 to 90 is a Cayman GT4's value. I don't know. I think you might want to be different. I took that Lotus to 5 track days and I had a really good time driving it. Like, not once. I saw GT4s there.
Mm-hmm.
I was the only person with an Evora 400 I saw in 2 weeks. I saw 24 GT4s, and not once did I go, you know, I wish I was in one of those GT4s. Not once.
That's cool. That's nice to have that.
That was nice. Yeah. And it's a matter of preference. Like, one is definitely not better than the other one. Definitely not. It's a total matter of preference. But if you're considering buying a GT4, I would absolutely take the time to go drive an Evora 400. I just would.
Let's try to get to the Lotus show.
I have no fucking dog in the fight except to let people know that that car isn't a piece of shit, because the impression is that Lotuses aren't made well, and that has not been my experience. Right. My experience has been that they are made well, and aside from an initial depreciation hit, they drop real quick and then they settle there for a really long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like an Evora 400 will go from like 85 out the door to like 60 real quick, but it'll sit at 60 for a decade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's got an interesting depreciation curve, and they're very nice to drive.
Do you think they'll make a Camry with handling by Lotus?
Fuck. You know what I really want? What I really want is to get the Evora 400 supercharger on a GS 350 F Sport Lexus. That's the move. Because then you'd be fucking. Yeah. Although they have the V8, so that's good. Let's see. Oh, John Kerry. Is that your John Kerry?
It is John
Hi, John Kerry.
Yeah.
That's John Kerry with the ugly but fast and awesome story, old school 911. I drove his car.
Blue
back in the
car.
day. JDSW says, I daily a 987 Cayman, mostly town and highway and back road driving and occasional autocross, so everything. Should I buy Pilot Super Sports or Pilot Sport 4S tires? Are there any other options? I have to tell you, they're almost exactly the same. Like, I drove them back to back, those two tires, and I couldn't tell the difference. So, and even Michelin went like well out of their way to fucking glamify the fact that the truth is they showed a 1% improvement in grip.
Wow.
So while that matters if you have a stopwatch, fundamentally, if they're all other things being considered, they have a fitment for your car, they're the same price. The 4S is the newer tire. I'd be surprised if they make both. They're still making old Super Sports in certain sizes as they transition. If they make both, all things being considered, get the 4S. If the 4S is a lot more expensive, get the Super Sport. You won't notice the difference.
I was going to say price would be dictating that choice.
The price and whether it's available for your car would dictate it.
Right.
But yeah, Corvette rules, we call it. Buy the newest, best one you can afford, as long as the price is right. Matt Hill. Is that... I don't know if that's my friend Matt Hill, but if it is, hi. I don't think it is, though. Corvette C6 Z06 or Camaro SS 1LE. Well, warranty versus no warranty, backseat versus no backseats. These are your dictating measures, right?
Yeah.
Really? I mean, it is.
I'm just going to go like this.
You don't know Camaros? This is the new SS with the handling package.
Yeah, no, I've never driven it, so I have
they
no
do
doubt.
handle well.
Do they?
Not, yeah, they do.
They look good.
They're really balanced, and they have good steering. They're good. It's fun to slide. It's like driving a hoodie. It's not visibility.
The belt line is zero.
Visibility is still bad. You're still like being in a bunker.
Driving a hoodie. I've never heard that. That's
if you don't need a back seat, just get a vet.
Really?
Because the experiences are not. It's a front engine, rear drive.
Right.
Similar engines, similar gearbox,
so
similar
diff. What about maintenance costs? Stuff like that, running costs.
Look, with an LS7, you have the possibility of the very expensive heads fucking up.
Right.
Like that's a real possibility with an LS7. So he's asking a very general question, but you're really looking at an individual car basis at that point. Okay. Whereas the alternative is a brand new car with a warranty. So then it becomes a financial question. You know what I mean?
Right.
Purely driving, get the vet.
Okay.
But there's other very real factors. Arash says, opinion of the 2G Eclipse GSX, the second car, or an E46 330 manual, mostly for weekend driving. Okay, you have to understand something, sir. Mitsubishis are terrible vehicles. They're not good.
I would have said the BMW just because it's not an M.
An E46 330 is a really good value for fun and practicality for a weekend
They're
car.
probably pretty durable, too.
Go look at my video of the spec E46 race car on the track. It's really fun.
Really?
Great balance. Like 250 horsepower, light, 2,800 pounds. Fucking just right on that limit of understeer and oversteer is right where you want to be, and you can be there all the time in that car.
So you just said lightweight, 2,700 pounds. That shit doesn't compute. Because your Safari car weighs less than that, and it makes the same horsepower.
Yeah, but it's on off-road tires.
Doesn't matter. So any 911 fully
fine.
dressed
All right.
is 2,400.
Well, you want me to go out on a limb and say my Safari car is more fun than a BMW E46 330?
This is strictly a weight issue. If my fat ass was in both of them, I'd still go with the Porsche because it's lighter. That's all.
John wants us to know he has a copy of Dirt Bike Kid on Laserdisc.
On Laserdisc.
Yeah. Just spin that one up and watch it.
Benjamin says, Mountune does not offer a tuner for the 1-liter Fiesta in the U.S., nor does Cobb or anyone else. What are my options? Benjamin. Why did you buy the tiny little engine and then ask it to make more power? I mean, Ford makes, I think, at least 2 engines that are bigger than that.
1 liter?
They do have a 1-liter. Yeah.
No, but it's like 1 liter. Like what?
Well,
it's a motorcycle.
It's an eco engine. Yeah. It's for fuel economy.
It's a motorcycle.
I've heard they're
motor.
not terrible. I've never driven one, but I've heard they're okay.
So why ask it to make more horsepower if that's what you bought it?
I just think you should abandon your quest. I mean, I think whatever you're trying to do is not worth whatever you're trying to do.
Throw in the towel.
Yeah, like you bought the tiny engine. Like just live with that. And then buy a car with a bigger engine next time. I mean, I'm not really trying to be an asshole. Like Google around. If someone makes a tuner, they'll make a tuner. But if they don't, it's because nobody bought the tiny engine to make it go faster. I'm sorry. Like, they made an ST this whole time.
Yeah. But that's expensive.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
I guess if 20,
take the air cleaner out of it.
If 22 grand was expensive,
just take the air filter element out.
Can you scroll down a little more, Tim? I'm sorry.
That's all we got, bro.
Oh, okay. Can you move the window then, because it's directly behind that mic
What's
arm?
faster for the track than the GT3 for the money?
Oh, a lot of things. Let's say conservatively a new GT3 costs 165 to 170 grand.
150, 160 grand.
What's faster? Well, a ZR1 by a lot.
Yeah.
A GTR is probably faster. For 150 grand. Let's see, what else would be faster for 150 grand? I would argue that you're not going to get a new one. You might be able to get an R8 Plus for 150. I don't think you will. I think it's more.
But baby Lambo, maybe?
Not quite that cheap. Well, and I mean, if we're talking lap times, a whole lot of race cars.
Yeah.
I mean, 150 grand goes like a really. You could buy.
What's a 911 turbo cost?
That's true. I mean,
that's probably going to be faster.
Yeah, a lightly used turbo would probably be faster. To truth be told, a lightly used Huracan would probably be faster, or a lightly used a 458 would probably beat a GT. Well, maybe not.
But are you buying a GT3 just to go racing?
Well, that's the point, Marco. That's why you now have taken my argument. My argument for manual.
Oh,
are you buying it just to go racing? You've now adopted my argument.
Then here's my counter to that. I can drive my GT3 to the grocery store, and damn, if I'm sitting in traffic, I would like to have that PDK.
So you want the race car with the race engine for traffic?
I'm just saying it has two sides to every coin.
I didn't know what I was dealing with. I thought I was dealing with
logic?
fucking Randy Popes Jr.
No,
Turns out
there's no logic.
Turns out you wanted to lap fucking whole Whole Foods. I'm sorry. I didn't realize the more enthusiastic option was the Whole Foods parking lot in your PDK.
It's all about versatility, man.
Yeah.
We live in LA.
The best license plate I've ever seen on a GT3 was like a year ago, and I saw it down by Playa Vista, and it just said it said PDK. Why try? It was fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you really want to go to the track, just get a fucking Radical. I mean, a used Radical is like $85,000.
Yeah.
And you're housing every road car.
Pretty much.
Period.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'll sell you my race car for 150 grand.
There was someone suggested an idea that I should put a classic car club type business at Thermal, but only have race cars. That's exactly what I said.
No.
What Arash P said, other options are fine too. Oh, the other options for he was the E46 guy.
Don't buy the Eclipse. That's
Other
your best
options
option.
for less than 15,000 or 10,000. I mean, you're talking about Miatas, you're talking E46s, you're talking Mustangs and Camaros. I mean, if you go on Racing Junk, you can find a F-body Camaro with a cage and a big LS in it for probably fucking $8,000.
15 grand will get you a lot of car.
For a race car?
Yeah.
I mean,
but he's not talking about a race car, though. He's talking about just kind of like
weekend driving. I don't know. We took a hard left into race cars.
No, but I'm saying, like, you can get a lot of fun cars for under 15 grand, right? What's on Bring a Trailer?
I mean, look, a second car is an emotional thing, right? Like, you get a second car because it's something that connects with you, right? So either you're the kind of person who wants to experiment and you just try different shit, in which case fucking pick one of those and see if you like it. If not, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Or, like for me, my second cars have been like cars I wanted when I was a kid and couldn't buy, or the DeLorean from the movie or whatever it was. Like, so it's hard for me when someone just throw out a recommendation for a second car. It's like, well, what resonates with you? Like, what do you want?
C10 pickup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do you want a fucking loud muscle car? Do you want something European? Like, what do you want to do? So
I you know what I did? I bought a Volkswagen. I bought a 1970 VW Bug, and I paid less than $5,000 for the car, and more than $5,000 for the interior work.
Yeah.
Because it needed an interior and floors and all that other shit.
I mean, $15,000 is a great price point for JDM.
Yeah, or just a nice old VW driver. Yeah. You could get a done car for
GTI or something.
No, Bug, Beetle. You can get a.
No, they're terrible.
No, but they're
awful.
They're
nice.
The worst. They're fun to drive.
No, they're shit boxes. They're the worst. They're fucking nightmares.
See, again, you and I are.
I've driven like 3 Beetles. I've hated every one of them.
My
so much.
first car was a Beetle.
That doesn't make it good.
Yes, it does.
Just
it will
something
never
being your first car does not make it good.
It's 50 miles an hour everywhere. It's fun to drive. Makes everyone smile. They're cheap to own, cheap to maintain.
I love how people talk about a top speed of 50 as a fucking virtue. I love that.
I get 40 miles to the gallon in that car.
Congratulations,
dude!
You top out at 50.
Hey, it'll pass everything on the street as long as it's as long as they're all in the gas station.
That Sherp thing I drove with the giant tires gets 25 miles to the gallon. And people are like, "What?" I'm like, "Well, it goes 30." So
and up anything.
Yeah.
I mean, look, for $15,000, you have a lot of choices. Go with your heart.
Yeah, I think if you could go into the 80s, you get an old GTI or an old hatchback that's fun. Or I think there's a lot of options for the JDM. If you're willing to drive on the right side of the car, which itself is its own fun novelty.
It's awesome.
I enjoy driving on the right side. I think it's a good time. Like a Skyline GTST, which is a 2.5-liter inline 6-cylinder rear drive 5-speed manual turbo car.
How's that not a good thing?
Is fun as shit, and they're like $12,000 because they're not GTRs. Nobody cares.
Oh.
The ones that aren't GTRs, nobody gives a fuck
and
about.
They're dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Call Sean Morris, dude. Get yourself a Skyline GTST sedan.
No
right
shit.
Here. Yeah. Right. Dude, you can go like 250 horsepower inline 6 manual right-hand drive Skyline.
The best cars are right-hand drive.
They're like 12 G's. They cost nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Being single, just a little side note, being single with a right-hand drive car is great. You can pull up to a stoplight and literally roll the window down and just what's up the driver on the... Oh, dude, the ladies love a right-hand drive car.
Very good, sir.
Speak from experience.
Let's see. Last one. Sam Smith says, I have a 66 Mustang. Oh, it's not Sam. I'm sorry. Sean Smith. I was like, Sam Smith? What's going on here?
Pulling it down, man.
I'm going to see Sam Smith soon. I'm excited. I have a 66 Mustang GT Coupe automatic. I want to sell it and was planning on getting a 67 to 70 fastback 4-speed. Is there a classic 911 option under $40,000 to enjoy as an alternative? I think so.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
SCs?
No. Okay. Yes.
What are
an
people?
SC.
What do you say? What's the $40,000 911 look like, or the $35,000?
I would say find a good running 74 or 75 bone stock 74 or 5.
Why those years?
Well, if he's in California, it's smog exempt.
Oh,
That's always a key. I always start there, right? What's smog exempt? Then go from there. SCs are fantastic.
all right. We do have a large percentage of our audience in California, but let's assume he's not in California. What's your next move?
78, 79 SC. Pre-Lambda.
Pre-Lambda. What the fuck is that?
Lambda is a very archaic form of electronic fuel injection that is attached on top of a CIS system. And it's just unnecessarily complicated. But I mean, it works. It works really well. But the 78,
Sounds like you
79
don't want
cars.
one.
No, they're fine. They're fine. They're good cars. It's just the 78, 79 is more analog, right? And I will always go towards analog if I can.
My DeLorean had a Lambda light on the dash. I never fucking knew what it was.
What I don't know how it works in a DeLorean.
Well, the DeLorean had PRV V6, but with a Bosch K-Jetronic injection, which I think is similar to what I have in the 911, right?
No.
Or no?
No. K-Jetronic is going to be a CIS system.
Okay. Well, it had a fucking Lambda light.
Right.
You
But what is it when it lit up? What did it mean?
I don't know.
Fuck.
Tim, can you just real quick Google DeLorean Lambda warning light? And that's spelled Lambda.
Yeah. So like, turbos had Lambda in the 80s. SCs had the Lambda system. Essentially, it's emissions, right? It's emissions controls. And it's trying to keep the car at as close to 14.8 to 1 air fuel ratio as possible, because that's Lambda 1, right? So
Did you see it? No?
We have a wonderful photo of lights.
Of a gauge cluster. See the top right?
Okay. Great.
I don't know what it means.
No.
Maybe
check your oxygen sensors or something.
Proof that it exists.
Yeah.
But maybe it does. It might mean it might mean you have a fouled O2 sensor.
Porsche has the light that comes on after a certain amount of mileage. You just click the dash and it goes off.
The Ferraris have the slow down light. Have you seen that one?
Never.
It's I think it's a catalytic converter temperature sensor pretty much. And if the cats overheat, it says to slow down. The irony is it doesn't overheat when you are going fast. It overheats like in traffic.
Oh, good.
So slowing down is like what you really have to do actually is speed up like half the time.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah. So an SC is a great way to get in under 35, under 40 grand. I mean, really good SCs are clearing 45, 50 grand.
Yeah.
Like low mileage, pristine examples. But I mean, a run of the mill driver, you could get between 28 and 36. I know a guy who's looking at one right now is for 27.
That's cheap.
It's very inexpensive.
Cheap.
I think that no matter what happens, he can come out ahead.
It's pretty good.
He'll get his money back out of it. So buy a 78, 79.
Just be warned.
I mean, look,
you might end up having to go to Marco and get a new engine.
The thing about 911s from the 70s, 74 to 77, the magnesium case cars, actually more like 75 and later, they had the thermal reactor problem, which caused overheating of the engine case, which pulled head studs and so on and so forth. And they got this really bad rap, right? But if the car had all that crap removed and the temperatures have been maintained and kept low, then the magnesium is pretty okay and it won't pull itself apart.
Have people replaced those engines with magnesium engines?
Well, no, by now the magnesium motors have been replaced or rebuilt with all the stuff that they need in order to survive.
Okay, cool.
Right. But building a mag motor is expensive. Building an aluminum motor is less expensive.
Right. Okay.
So anyway,
beware.
Yeah. Look, I mean, with everything, with old,
it's not a cheap hobby.
It's not.
But
Porsches
you know
are
what,
not
dude?
expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, not inexpensive.
They're not. But I was just hanging out with fucking Matt D'Andrea earlier, who's doing a Fox body project. motherfucker's deep into the 6 figures in this Fox body project.
Easy.
And it's all like, oh, Mustangs, like, cheap, nothing.
Still doing a live axle, or did he actually make it a 4-link independent?
He told me all the shit today, and I can't even remember. It's like, it's too much.
Well, he's the moderator, so I'm sure he's doing like IRS conversion.
It's a supercharged. Well, he has 2 different cars. He has 2, and I'm not sure which was which, but it was a supercharger, but it also has like air conditioning, and it's got this other stuff. So he was having trouble with this like modern.
Oh, didn't he have a Cobra?
It's a Cobra.
It's the Cobra.
It's
He's
a Cobra.
still working on that fucking thing. Yeah. Oh my God, he's had that thing for like 10 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Oh man, yeah. But it was like a pile when he bought it, though. Like,
I mean,
he's come a
allegedly
long
it
way.
will be nice when it's done, but it's taken him quite some time
because it was. From what I remember, it was pretty bad when he got it, and he's like saving this car from destruction.
Well, he's beyond saving it from destruction. It's real sick now.
Oh,
but
good. Okay.
It's like, it's like 95% done.
Forever.
Perpetually.
Yeah, forever. Yeah. Well, I mean, the last 10% is the hardest part of a project.
Yeah. The drive it, break it, fix it, is that's a whole other.
It takes you a year to build a car, and it takes you another year to finish the 10%. Yeah,
definitely.
That's just how it goes.
That's Marco Gerace from TLG Auto, folks. He did my motor, and he can do yours too.
Yeah, I've got a lot of them on the stand
Porsche
right now.
shit in LA. He's the fucking dude. And I say that as a customer who's very, very satisfied with my product.
How's the oil consumption?
It's good. It's fine.
It's nil.
Yeah, it's moved a very little bit, but not basically nothing.
Cool.
It's great. It's very nice.
Because that's what we were trying to fix.
Yeah, when I didn't really pay super, super close attention to where it was when I got it back from you after the valve adjustment. So I can't say. It looks fine. It's where it's supposed to be. I'm not worried.
Check it once a month.
I will continue to drive this vehicle. Although I've had a lot of travel and a lot of press cars, so I haven't had as much time to drive it as I've wanted. But it's waiting for me and ready to go.
I want to see some sideways sliding and shit.
I want to as well.
Man.
I wish I didn't have to drive fucking 2.5 hours out to the middle of nowhere to do that shit. It's not easy when you have like a business to run to go to the desert. But
I don't work on my own cars.
Now it's got this clear bra too. It's sick.
Yeah, it looked like they took. What did they take the whole car apart, right?
Oh my God, this guy Chris West and Expel, like there's a video I have and I realize it's like the video's like mildly shilly. But they hooked it up. They did it's worth looking at the video because the guy did this incredible job. It's so
like amazing. Every surface. I remember
every surface.
Yeah.
It's so great.
He did a good job.
And I got a new windshield.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which chipped the first day.
Oh, that's right.
That's how it goes, though.
Welcome
that's
to LA.
It goes. TLG Auto on Instagram. Is it TLG_Auto?
It is.
TLG_Auto on Instagram. And if you're into nerdy watch shit like me and Marco are, his other watch Instagram is wristwatch_rabbit hole.
Really living that underscore lifestyle.
Yeah, you really are capitalizing on the underscore game.
I mean, it's there. You might as well use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually like a TLG Auto that's not underscore, and it's like some Serbian fucking
Habibi.
bumper thing.
Habibi, yeah. I sell to you. I sell to you very cheap.
I think they're Russian.
Oh.
Serbian is more Russian.
Habibi. I only do one accent.
You got one accent, bro.
So we need to get fucking Bozy. If you're listening to this show, get on the show. He's my fucking favorite Serbian.
Yeah. Oh,
Bozy.
You told me about that guy. He's the guy who found the shipping manifests.
He finds
right?
everything.
That guy's a baller.
Bozy's the king. He has an open invite to come on the show. Good retention on this one.
Yeah.
The audience is into it. You must have done good. Quality retention. Huh? Oh, stream quality bad? That's always
different.
like that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah?
That's a different thing.
Has nothing to do with
Stream
content.
quality doesn't mean we suck at doing radio. It just means there's a potential for buffering.
I was gonna say I am not an interesting guest.
Oh yeah. Quality of content bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, definitely.
Wow, YouTube
Right.
is smarter than I thought.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry, not anything to plug or anything to show you.
That's okay. I didn't need you.
I just thought we were gonna come in and talk about your car. So
we
did
we?
Barely. And that's great.
I don't
Let's talk
want
about this bottle of
fucking
wine,
show
man.
to be the Matt's Cars show. It happens in the natural course of conversation anyway. I don't like to plan it.
No, I feel it just because it was sort of like a follow up to the motor project that
It works.
Great.
Congratulations.
Hey, I did
You
what I-
did the thing you do.
I'll take it.
No, I have no complaints about the motor. It's
Hey, I love
fucking
it.
happy and snappy, and it doesn't stall anymore, and it doesn't burn oil.
And thanks for the
it
Google
makes-
review.
It makes good. Didn't I write you a good
You
review?
did. You
I
did.
wrote
Thank
you
you
a good
for that.
Google review.
I appreciate
think I
that.
did. Yeah, I wrote you a Google review, and I was anyone who asks, I will send to you because I think you do a great job.
Thank
I
you
have
for
no
that.
problem shilling for you. Fucking objectivity. Fuck that. No, it's not objective. I'm a customer.
You are a paying customer.
customer.
Yeah,
I am.
Paying
I am.
customer, man.
I have no problem with this, my friend.
No free rides, brother.
There aren't ass, cast, or grass.
No rides for free. With that.
Yeah. All right. Smoking Tire Podcast, Shout Engine, etc. Get your own. Also there when you do the thing. Also, catch us on YouTube.
Don't you need something to talk about?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Apparently, sometimes not either.
Just a bottle of wine. I'll take you there.
No, and now furthermore, I'm going to look at my calendar just before we wipe this out because I'm going to see what our. I think we might not have any more shows before the wedding. I think this is it. And I think we're taking off for the end of this week and the beginning of next week because I'm getting fucking married.
Congratulations to you,
Thank
man.
you.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
buddy.
Thank
That's
you.
Awesome.
And
condolences to Hannah.
Yeah, I'm so sorry for Hannah. I think after this, we're going to be back on the week of April 29th after I come back from my pre-honeymoon.
Where's the pre-honeymoon?
Wedding's in New York.
Right.
Then we go for a couple of days to my folks' place in South Carolina, which is the best place on the world to do nothing.
Cool. Like
'cause
Turtle Bay or whatever.
It's near Hilton Head, but it's not on Hilton Head, and it's just like so far in the middle of nowhere that you have no choice but to chill and do nothing. And then I'm coming back, and then the real honeymoon is actually we're going to Tuscany at the end of May,
Oh, solid.
which will be shitty.
No, I mean,
It'll be awesome.
it sucks in July.
We're not going in July. We're going the last week in May.
No, I know.
It'll be
but
beautiful.
It'll be amazing. I
Yeah.
went in July. Big dumb idiot.
Yeah, it's probably hot.
It was so
Yeah,
bad.
no, we're going to a cooking
Worst.
school. We're learning to make Italian food.
That's so right up your alley, though.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. But in
Nice.
between the wedding and then, I'm driving the 600 LT. I'm driving the new Supra in I think Washington D.C. So there's things.
I lived in D.C. There's not much driving in the district.
No,
but when
it's
you
at a
get
track.
outside of the district,
It's not. It's like in Virginia somewhere.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
flying to D.C.
but like
it's-
outside of the district in Bethesda and places beyond into Maryland and stuff, it's beautiful, good, actually pretty decent driving.
is where I didn't write where it is. I think it's not at Summit Point, but it's at some track. I think in Virginia. It's not VIR. It's a track I've never heard of, like a private track. But whatever.
That's cool.
But that's the thing. We'll be back when I'm married.
You're gonna
bye.
walk in like this.
Happy April.